Hello everyone and welcome back to Tea Time Crochet. Today we're going to be working on the infinity scarf that you've seen in the picture. It's called the box shell infinity scarf, and it is a really simple pattern. You basically have a 2-row repeat that you're just repeating till the length of the scarf. So what the pattern consists of is double crochets and chains, and then you have just plain double crochets in the same space to create the shells. So it's really simple. It makes a really beautiful scarf. This is Lion Brand Mandala yarn, so it has a beautiful color change to it, and I want to say this is Wizard, but I'm not positive. So if I'm wrong, I'll pop the name of this, the color of this yarn in somewhere on the screen. But I want to say it's Wizard. But you could use the mandala yarn, you could use regular Red Heart, you could use, whatever you want. Just keep the weight between a 3 and a 4. I wouldn't go any lower than that or higher than that. But I wouldn't think you're going to need more than one skein. I didn't even use half a skein of the mandala yarn, so just keep that in mind, probably about one skein. So I'm just going to be using some scrap yarn. This is just some simple Red Heart like I always use. I'm just going to be showing you, since I've already completed my scarf, I'm going to be going over the stitches with you and how many rows you need to do, and then I probably won't show you how to join because it's just a simple crochet row, but I will go over that at the end. So you're going to need your yarn. You're going to need a 6mm crochet hook. You could even use a 6.5mm if you wanted. Just a couple sizes bigger than whatever your yarn suggests. So you're going to need your scissors as normal, and your yarn needle with a large eye to hide in all your ends. So this stitch requires a multiple of 5 plus 2. And for the scarf, we're going to be doing 27 stitches. So we're going to be chaining 27. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. Okay, so we're going to put 1 double crochet in the 4th chain from the hook. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and in the 4th stitch we're going to put a double crochet. And in the next stitch a double crochet, chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and in the 4th chain in the 4th chain, oops, we're going to put a double crochet. And then 1 double crochet into the next stitch, and then chain 3, and we're just going to continue that all the way to the end. And then your last 2 stitches should be 2 double crochets. chain 3, and then 2 double crochets into the last 2 chain stitches. Okay. So that is the end of this row. I'm going to chain 1 and turn. We're going to, as usual, the chain 1 doesn't even exist. We're going to put 1 double crochet into that beginning stitch. And then we're going to skip over here to this middle chain. So we have our chain 3 here. And in that middle chain, we're going to put 5 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And that completes that first shell. So we're going to skip over here to the next chain 3 and put 5 double crochets into that center chain there. You want to make sure you work through the chain and not around it, because you need to form that shell, so you don't want it spreading across the chain. That's 5, and we're going to skip over to the next chain and do 5 more double crochets into that center chain stitch. And we're just going to repeat that all the way to the end. I'm just going to jump to the next the chain 3 section. Put 5 double crochets into that center chain. So we have one more. Okay, so we're going to put 1 double crochet into this chain 3 that we have here in the beginning. And this is what you should have so far. So 5 shells and 1 double crochet at each end. So for the next row, we're going to repeat the double crochet chain rows. So we're going to chain 1, and we're going to put 1 double crochet into that beginning stitch, 1 double crochet into the next stitch. We're going to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, and then we're going to skip right over to the last double crochet of this shell, put a double crochet in it, and put 1 double crochet in the beginning of this shell, chain 3, and then skip to the last stitch of that shell, put a double crochet, and then 1 double crochet in the beginning of the next shell, and that is our repeat for this row. Once you get past the first row here, it is really simple. You can basically just look and see where you need to put the stitches. And you really don't even have to think about it. This pattern's super simple. And then we're going to put one in the last stitch of that shell, and then in the last double crochet of the row. So that's row 3. Now we're going to do another shell stitch row. We're going to chain 1. We're going to put 1 double crochet into that beginning stitch there, and then we're going to skip right over to our chain 3 space, and in that center chain we're going to put 5 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And just like before, we're going to skip over to the next chain 3 space and put 5 double crochets into that center chain. And we're going to do that all the way across. And you're basically just going to repeat those 2 rows over and over again until you get 119 rows, or whatever your desired length is. You could go shorter or longer, it's completely up to you. Got a bit of tangle there. Skip right over to the next chain 3 space and 5 double crochets into that center chain. And then we're going to put 1 double crochet into that last stitch here. So this is what you should have. Every other row should be a double crochet chain, 3 chain row, and then your next row will be your shell stitches, and then you're going to repeat the double crochet chain 3 row. And you're just going to repeat that over and over again until you get the length that you desire. For me, I did 119 rows. Whatever you do, you need to end on a shell row, because we started with a double crochet chain 3 row, and we want to continue that pattern so it looks like the pattern is just continual. So when you do your single crochet seam, it'll just look like it's nice and continual, and it'll look like you've done it in the round, even though we've worked, you know, back and forth this way. So in order to do that, you're going to find your right sides, and you're going to put your right sides together. I know my swatch here is a little bit small, but I'll show you anyway. And what you're going to do is I'm going to find my beginning chain here, the top of the chain 3 that we started with. And I'm just going to pull my yarn through to that side and just chain 1. And then we're just going to go back into that stitch with a single crochet. Yours won't be as fiddly as mine. Mine's just a little small, so it's hard to... And you're just going to work your way across with a single crochet, just like that. Just seaming all the way down, and then once you get to the end, you just fasten off, and you'll be able to turn it right side out, and your seam will be on the inside, the side that's, you know, facing your neck. So it's nice and neat, but on the outside it'll look seamless. So then all you'll do is just fasten off, and you'll hide all your ends, and you'll have a completed scarf. So thanks for watching. Have a great day.